What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course, and early morning, really pretty time to come out and play, especially when you've got a lake. And we have Dragon's Breath this morning coming up off the lake. It's not really that cold, but it's been so extremely humid that, well, it might do that sometimes. Today we're testing some mid-ranges, and I think I might have to be removing a disc, not specifically a disc, an entire slot. The slot that's the most extremely overstable mid-range. I found that no matter what disc was there, Mutant, Deflector, Justice, I just never pulled it out because I was so extremely confident with the Proton Pyro. So anytime I needed a flex shot, I was just throwing a Pyro, throw a Pyro, throw a Pyro. And the thing that the Mutant, which is currently what's in the bag, does that the Pyro doesn't is it's just so extremely overstable that it's almost hard to throw and get any distance with. Which is sometimes good, but I can also just throw the Pyro softer. So we're going to be battling Pyro versus Mutant. It's not really a battle at this point, because they're two different slots. But I'm gonna try to throw similar shot shapes with both of them and show you why this slot is leaving and this slot is staying. Starting right here, let's just throw kind of a flat dehyzer with the Pyro. Mutant's gonna be a flex shot. We're gonna go backhand here. Yep, that's pretty good. And a good bit more short and more left. I can do that shot with a Pyro, I just don't throw it as hard. Or what I've kind of been finding myself doing more frequently is pulling out the Omen, the Fireball, the Captain's Raptor, or the Machete to do that extreme flex shot, because maybe I just don't have the arm I thought I did. There's gonna be a whole, Pyro has the box, so Pyro's going first, and we do actually want it to flex here. So I'm gonna have to throw the Pyro softer to get the shot I'm looking for, versus the Mutant, I'm gonna have to throw it hard to get it to drift. This one I have to soften up so it'll have time to flex out. Mutant, I have to throw it so hard to get it to drift that I sometimes will pull it off of its line. That was about 50 to 60% power. Really not trying super hard, just committing to that line and letting the hand follow through. There's almost no power behind that. More anhyzer, more power, and well, because it started on more anhyzer, it just ended up being a lower shot, but it skipped. Like, it stabled out so quickly that it actually hit the ground and skipped. The Pyro didn't really do that from that extreme angle. So which of these do I actually want to do? Because neither one of those actually went around the corner, which is what this shot's supposed to be. Which is why, if I really want something to get out and then back and actually get around the corner, maybe mid-range just isn't a fast enough rim. It's going to need to be a little bit more in that driver realm. So that is 2 for the Pyro. And now we get into where I really utilize the Pyro more than any other mold, really, is for the forehand shot. Forehand flat to hyzer, forehand flex shots. getting a Proton Pyro, just a normal stock Proton Pyro, is like getting the handbook to forehand flex shots. You have to read it, you have to go out and try it, but here is the best mid-range I've ever found for doing these shots. As I grip lock it into the woods. Okay. It's still very humid out here. The issue that I find with the Mutant, with the deflector, to get them to swing, I have to put them on extreme amounts of anhyzer, which also means I have to throw them higher. I can get the Pyro to swing with just a tiny bit more airspace than a normal shot would be, but the super overstable discs take more airspace because they drop more when they're on that super steep anhyzer. So median stability, you can flex it in kind of the same airspace. Super overstability, when you're playing a lot of wooded tunnel shot golf and you have the height, overstability where you're flexing it works. Where you don't have the height, you kind of need something that's just going to go straight there. And the Pyro goes straight there. The Mutant, it takes its sweet time, and sometimes it doesn't even get all the way there. So Mutant with a point, but here we're getting into one of the holes the Pyro is probably more geared towards. Look at all the airspace we have. We don't. It's a flex forehand. It's very touchy for the Mutant. And the Pyro, I've never actually had a Pyro get flippy. I don't know what would happen if a Pyro got flippy. Which leads me to believe that I can throw the Pyro even when it is super windy. I don't think this slot is going away. I think this slot is gonna stay in the car for those as needed situations. But then we also run into the issue where those as needed situations, if it's windy enough to make a Pyro turnover, I might just need to throw a driver. It needs the airspace. Or a little bit too much hyzer on the release, but you get the idea. That is 3 to the Pyro, 1 for the Mutant. I'm going to continue to say it. For me personally, the Pyro is the disc. It is the mid-range, the forehand mid-range of choice, the overstable mid-range of choice. And as I continue to say in the form work videos, find what you're really good and then get really, really, really good at that. And I'm pretty good with the Pyro. So why don't I just fully commit? So realistically speaking, I think the Pyro is more of a versatile disc. I can do more shots with the Pyro. I can get the super overstable flex. I can also get the distance flex, which is something the Mutant just really can't do. It just is too blunt and too slow to get that distance pushing shot, almost bordering on a fairway driver, which the Pyro does for me. Pyro's gonna win out today, but we already knew that was gonna happen, didn't we? Pyro's going in the bag, back in the bag. The Mutant is amazing. The deflector is amazing. I'm not getting rid of either one of them. They might possibly see some use when I do my road trip in the fall, but that's only if it's really windy on some courses I'm not sure of. But for now, Pyro it is. Could have turned that one a little more. Look at that fight out. And it still goes nowhere. Hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff though, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.